It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Good morning to everybody. I hope, you know what? For me, I woke up feeling good. I woke up feeling motivated. It's a brand new day. Yes. And I said, Queen, are you feeling like that because you're going on a cruise this Saturday? And I was like, girl, that may be it. But anybody else feeling good? Anybody else feeling good waking up, and are you feeling lighthearted? Are you feeling a little bit better than you were the day before or last Monday? What's going on? What's going on with the crowd? And happy Monday to those of you that are pulling up and tuned in from YouTube and also from Twitter. We've already gone over this. I refuse to say X, so I'm old school, baby. You're Twitter to me. Is this live or pre-recorded? Girl, this is live. All the way live. The one you can't tell when I'm live and when I'm pre-recorded. Come on. This is live. It's a brand new day. Happy Monday. Now and later mango. Listen, I haven't had a now and later in a long time. But yeah, we're going to talk about Temptation Island. We sure are. I found this show by accident this weekend. Okay. And when I tell you I was glued to the screen, honey, I pulled a binge. And I'm too old to be pulling binges. Yes, the queen stayed up to like 2-something in the morning. I finally had to go to sleep. I got about 3-4 hours of sleep and woke up and was like, I'm going to finish this thing. And I'm glad I finished because when I talked about it yesterday, I hadn't quite completed the series. And I know somebody spoiled it for me because you told me that Shantae left with Brione. And you almost ruined my day. I don't know who did that in the chat, but that's okay. That's all right. So I ended up watching it again. And are y'all ready to talk about this? This show triggered the hell out of me as a woman. This show triggered me, and I kept going. I was like, okay, girl, you need to think about this. Why are you triggered? It's just reality television. And I could not stand. I still can't stand him. I cannot. Braylon, whatever his name is, Brione, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't give a damn what happened. And I'm gonna show a little bit of empathy in a little bit, but I'm gonna have to work my way there. Did anybody have a favorite couple on this show? Hey, Sugar. She says, hey, Queen Sheba, beautiful mods in the palace. Yes, you like this show? It triggered me. It triggered me real bad. It triggered me. Okay. I couldn't stand Brione. Period. He's diabolical. And let me tell you something. I've told you before, and I'm not victim shaming. So let me be clear and let me put out a disclaimer. And we're going to talk. I was triggered. There's just so much that triggered me about the show. And it really gave me a bird's eye view and the up close and front seat to how women are really being raised. And I don't care what y'all say, majority of households are raising those girls, raising their daughters and loving their sons. And I'm going to tell you why. And at this point, I don't think it's a racial issue. I don't think it's a black-white. Because when you look at Taylor, Shantae, and Ashley, all of them are beautiful. They're strong. And when I say strong, I'm not talking about neck rolling strong. I'm talking about solid in who they are as women, solid in their skill set, solid in being able to articulate how they feel, what they want, what they need. They're solid in their work ethic, and they're also solid emotionally. So that's why I say, I strongly suspect that in the United States of America, we are raising the girls and loving the boys. Complete difference. And then all three of these men have the same thing in common. Can I say what I want to say? Pardon the language. Go ahead and turn it down just in case you're playing it loud in your cubicle. I'm going to say one curse word, okay? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Turn it down now because I don't need nobody getting called into HR. Not behind Queen Sheba. All three of these boys are fuck boys. All three of them. You're looking at 3 fuckboys on the screen. Insecure, utilize sex for confidence, don't give a damn about nobody but themselves, knew from the get-go what their intentions were, especially Graham. Is it Graham and Brione? All have been unfaithful. Every single one of them have been unfaithful. And I kept going back. I'm like, why would people allow what are we doing with these girls, with women like this that are solid, beautiful, articulate, educated, will be attracted to this type of trash? You know, when garbage stinks, you can smell it a mile away. Each and every one of these girls, women, had red flags when it comes to these men. Red flags, y'all, and still pursued it anyway. I was pissed off. I was mad. Shantae is way too nice. Now, I don't want Shantae to give up her niceness and who she is as a woman, but baby, you're going to have to get up out of that relationships with Brione. And the crazy part is I think they're still together. They're still together. So when you are out and you dating people, first of all, why are we moving in with these fuck boys? And I know some of you feel like, well, it's a new day, Queen Sheba. It's 2025, girl. We move in. And y'all also moves out. Y'all move in and move out, move in and move out, move in and move out. What are you doing? Ain't no way in the world you could have me purchasing a home with a man that I am not married to. The process is still the same if you break up. A man who's willing to buy a home with you and not married to you, I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin nobody's Monday. You know what? Let me get a cup of coffee. Let me get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back because I don't want to do this. Well, let me say it. Then I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. How about that? Listen to me closely. There is nothing new underneath the sun as it relates to time. History repeats itself. Just because we're in 2025, the DNA of a man, most men, has not changed. And this is not a segment to crap on men, to shit on men. It's none of that. But a lot of y'all are not having the right conversations with the women in your family, the girls, the nieces, your daughters, your cousins, y'all not sitting them down and giving them the game. Let me tell you something. Go ahead and clutch your pearls. And if you feel like this is going to be too much, get up, walk out the cubicle, walk out the office. Just take a quick victory lap. Now, let me tell you this. If a man is willing, and I'm whispering because you never know who's listening. If a man is willing to purchase a home with you and don't mention marriage, it's because he's leaving the door open to leave. There's a strong possibility he's not all the way in. And just in case I need to bounce, I need to go, or kick you out, I don't have to go through all of that divorce proceedings, the legality of it all. And I know a lot of y'all, I've been living with my boyfriend, my baby daddy, for 20. Okay, I'm just telling you. They can sit as long as they need to. Look at this one, Tyler. Tyler did it to his first wife. Then he jumped to Taylor, and now he's jumping to Kay. Look at Graham. Graham been cheating in every single relationship until it ended. I'm just saying, ladies, get yourselves together. Start having higher level of requirements, preferred skills over required skills. If you don't know what that means, refresh your memory. When you apply for a job, they have required. Here's the basics. The basics is, you know what? You can't be a fuckboy. That's one of the basics. You gotta have a job. Come on, Tyler. Taylor, how in the hell did you allow Tyler to skate all over your heart for 12 months, unemployed? You're buying the food. You're paying the rent. You're doing everything. You got cheated out of your spot, Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Because you did not slide that application across the table and say, well, first of all, in order to get up in bed with me, here are the prerequisites. There are required qualifications. Number one, do you work? And as soon as you found out he didn't work, you should have ran. The second thing is, Taylor, as soon as you knew that man was married, you should have run. Girl, that was another woman's husband. Now, y'all are made a little bit different. Carissa, what's her name? Carissa Shields. How is Papoose your boyfriend when he's married to Remy Ma? Y'all, you know what? Y'all are made a little bit different. Y'all are cut from a different cloth, ladies. And I'm going to have to place the responsibility on you when you allow a man to go that far with you. Carissa, he's not going to marry you. The prerequisites, the requirements, the basic requirements, you don't even demand. Are you single? Make his ass get a divorce first. Number 2, I'm going to go back to Taylor. He didn't have a job. He used you, girl. It's almost like an internship, a charity, and he's about to skate off into Neverland with Kay. Can we talk about it? Am I coming in too strong? Because if so, I'll back up. I'll back up because, you know, they say the truth hurts. I'll back up if I'm coming in too strong. Now, I know this is a different kind of conversation we're having. It's Monday. You may not be in the mood for this right now. Let me get my coffee. Y'all, just hang out with me. Don't go nowhere. Let me get my coffee. I was warming it up before I came on here. Let me give y'all something to laugh at. Hold on, and we're going to talk about it.
You all should be ashamed. How can you drink right after a funeral? Like this? Give me another one, then, Brady. Fred Sanford, you just left the house of the Lord, and now I'm in my house. All y'all ought to be ashamed drinking like a school of fish. My Bible says, be not drunk with wine. What did it say about scotch? Hey, listen, why'd you go someplace else? Why'd you go ugly up somebody else's house? Who you calling ugly, sucker? You.
All right, just in time. I am back. All right, we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to save the best for last. I am going to cover Brione and Shantae last. I'm going to cover them last because I just have to. I'm going to start with Tyler and Taylor. Now, that could have been a cute little couple, Tyler and Taylor. Taylor is 30 years old. And all of the women are older than the guys, I do believe, right? Shantae is older than Brione. Taylor is older than Tyler. And let me see, Ashley and Grant, they're both 28. They're the same age. So let me go with Tyler and Taylor. Tyler is 27 and Taylor is 30. Now, the guy, his name is Tyler. He was married. He was married for 6 years. And he started dating Taylor toward the end of his marriage. He's never been single. First, red flags. Requirements. Remember job interviews? They have requirements to even interview or be considered for the position. And then they have preferred candidates. Ladies, you got to start coming to the table looking for preferred candidates, preferred income, preferred languages, preferred maturity levels. You know what I mean? Don't take nothing less. The problem with women is you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait. But anywho, let me get back to Tyler. Child, he cheated on his wife. I don't give a damn if you're on your way out the door. Married is married is married, which is why I told y'all a while back on Queen and in the City. Should you divorce versus separated? Should you be dating people that are separated? A lot of y'all say, well, it's different. You still gonna get your heart broke. I said what I said. You're still gonna get your heart broke because he's still attached, okay? So he's never lived a single life. And through the show, child, now he done took on this show, Temptation. Some of the most beautiful women are being flued out to this island in Hawaii, right? In a fantasy world. They giving you bonbons, champagne, y'all eating. It's all beautiful. He done convinced her to go to this island with him because he wants to understand what he really wants in a relationship. You can figure that shit out at home. You don't work. You don't work. Like they say in corporate America, can you kind of write down every day what you're doing with your time? Can you write down what you're doing with your time? Because if you don't know by now, if you don't know me by now, you will. 12 months, sir. And we got to go to an island for you to prop your feet up eat bonbons, and drink champagne for you to know how you would truly perform in a relationship. Get the hell up out of here. If you didn't know in the 6 years with your wife and 2 years with me, now we're talking 8 years, right? So this boy has been frolicking and moving freely about the cabin since he was 17 years old. He is a fuck boy true to his heart. Ain't nothing finna change. Queen Sheba, don't do him like that on a Monday morning. I am. Get out the move, get out the way. So Taylor, she needs reassurance that he's in this relationship for the right reasons. Baby girl, when he didn't go get a job at Amazon, girl, he could have worked at the local Piggly Wiggly stocking at night. What you mean you need reassurance that he's in this relationship for the right reasons, as she's been financially supporting them since he left his corporate job to become a model? Girl, does it give model? Has he been booked? Did they call him for New York Fashion Week? Hold on. Has Lay's potato chips even called him to eat a chip for their campaign, Super Bowl commercials? Girl, if he ain't landed not one gig in 12 months, what are you looking for? What type of validation and or confirmation do you need? So anywho, she signs up and she decides to go. She decides to go, right? So he did good probably for, I'm going to say, well, first of all, he shocked me. Tyler shocked me because he picked a black girl to go on a date with. And I was like, whoa, hold up, Netflix. You done threw a damn monkey wrench. You done threw a monkey wrench in the plot. Plot twist. So you like black chicks? If you're new to the channel, y'all welcome. We have a good time over here. Just sit back, relax. This is a little different flavor over here. We like to have a good time. So I was like, you mean to tell me this lily white, creamy white boy? Now you've been with this blonde for 12 months. You ain't working and you want to take, ooh, this going to be interesting. And it was interesting for a moment until he saw Kay and he decided he wanted to get back to the blonde of it all. Okay, it was just a little experiment. She looked good, but he really wouldn't with that life. You know what I mean? And both of them are kind of giving a little bit of something. Vanilla ice, because some of the phrases and terms that they use, it's giving vanilla ice, because she said he had bitch tendencies. And I was like, girl, let me find out you watch Love and Hip Hop. Let me find out you. And then he told her, you played in my face. I was like, oh, they different. Okay. So make a long story short, he did okay for the first couple of days. And then this other chick that kind of favors Taylor, her name is Kay. Kay works out. Kay had on her little shorts and she did the booty twerk. She twerked up on him, right? And at first he said, no hands, no hands, no touching, no touching. And he said, oh, yeah. Oh, you trouble. Come to find out, y'all. I told you he was an F-boy. Come to find out, that's the same thing he told Taylor when he was cheating on his wife and he kissed her for the first time. You're trouble. See, these hoes ain't loyal. I'm telling y'all. They buy the same gifts. They say the same thing. That's why it's hard to catch them. He said the same thing to her, come to find out. So he gaslit the hell out of her. He utilized her words as an excuse for cheating and had the nerve to sit in front of her at the end and said, I don't want to be with you because of what you said about me. Boy, if you don't get the hell up out of here, this girl has held you down for 12 months. You didn't work. She put food in your mouth. She took care of you. Ladies, which is why you should not take in strays. This is a perfect example, American born, of why you should not take in strays. I know y'all listening. I know I'm messing a lot of people up out there that's tuned in and like, who is this lady? Oh my God. Who is this woman that's talking? Because I may have a stray in my house. Get rid of them. Leave the door open. Quit feeding them. My mama used to say, the more you feed the strays, a hobo, once you feed a hobo, it's hard to get them to leave. You done fed him now. He ain't going nowhere. No, girl, he beyond a scrub. I'm pulling edges out. I'm yanking seats from the table. This is why you don't take in strays. Because at the end of the day, I be telling y'all don't want to listen to me. I said a man can play as long as he needs to until that next bus pulls up. Not me, Queen Sheba. Not me. Mine love me. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm saying make sure you get what you need as far as preferred requirements, preferred skills, but don't just settle. She took very good care of him. And she stayed too long because it made her hard. It made all of these women hard. She took care of him. He didn't want to work. And he wanted a woman that was going to believe in him and hype him up about being unemployed. What world? See, a man's job is to take good care of a woman. He didn't do it. And then he weaponized her reaction. Again, her reaction regarding his unemployment to make it seem like she wasn't soft enough, she wasn't kind enough, she wasn't woman enough, and he needed something better. Used her up, y'all, for all she had, to the point it changed her personality. She felt less than. She felt like no man would want her. She felt too hard, too domineering. He took all her femininity and he put it on and handed over his masculinity to her and then got mad at her. What Rihanna say, good girl gone bad. It's your problem. You created that monster and now he don't want her no more. Okay. So that's Tyler and Taylor. Let's go to Ashley and Graham. Ashley's kind of cute in a different way. It's something about her. I kept looking at her face. I said, she's cute. Now, here's the thing, Netflix. I know what y'all doing. I know what y'all doing. And, unfortunately, it took me 40 years of living to see how these television networks, these media outlets prop up whiteness as the standard of beauty, the chosen standard of attractiveness. You put her front and center. And y'all, it's subconscious. It's a subconscious effort. And now as I go through social media, my complete thought process has changed about the innuendos that are placed in front of us. That has now become standard. And if you're not careful, and like they say, woke, you buy into it. That the white people are the experts, that the white women are the most beautiful. Hell, you heard what's his name? Kevin Gates. That's the standard. And you put Ashley in front of us and you made her the main character. And I had to yank myself up out the matrix. And I was like, nah, I get what you're doing. Because she's cute, but she's not the standard. Because those black girls on that show, baby, they was giving everything they needed to give. And I'm going to just tell y'all, on these television networks, these producers, these casting agents, you need to do better. And not only that, for those of you that are tuned in, make sure you don't get too caught up in the matrix. Shake yourself up out of it. But I saw what you did with Ashley. Now, is she a cute girl? She is. But was she the best on the show? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Some of those other girls should have got way more playtime. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Natalie was cute. The girl that Graham chose, she was real cute. But why would you subject yourself to allow him to do whatever he wanted to do with you sexually, only for him to decide that he's going to go home by himself? Girl, he used you. He pleasured himself physically with your body and decided that you were not good enough to go home with him. And here's the thing. You raising your girls and loving your sons. Because why would anybody's daughter go on that show? You saw that black girl, Amaya, that told Brione, you're going to respect me. I'm going to decline your date. We got to do better with these girls. So Graham immediately latches on to this girl on the show called Natalie. I thought Natalie was beautiful, drop dead gorgeous. She was too easy though, in my opinion. Wait, all that cackling and smiling and giving him everything he wanted as it relates to your body, allowing him to have you anytime he wanted with no commitment. It comes back to that. With no commitment. Now, both Ashley and Grant, his name is Grant, not Graham, they've been on and off for a year and a half. And the reason why they were on and off for a year and a half is because he cheated on her. My question to you, Ashley, is how come you didn't leave the first time? How come you didn't leave the first time? He cheated on you then, and then he got you flew out to an island, and he cheated on you now. Now, he was unfaithful in the beginning, which caused her to have trust issues. And she said, she turned into a monster. She became hard. She would curse his behind out every chance she got, she said, because he broke her heart. When a man breaks your heart, you leave. Lean in. Let me give y'all a little bit of tea. When a man breaks your heart, you leave. and you don't announce, I'm leaving, I'm packing my suitcase, you may want to stop me. We're not doing that. Let me tell you how to do it. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why I say when a man breaks your heart, and I'm not talking about cheating, it don't even have to get to cheating. It could be the way he's talking to you. You can realize, wait a minute, you're training me. I'm in basic training. You are training me to receive the disrespect. You are training me to not ask you any questions. You're training me that when you go silent, I need to be quiet because you're not ready to talk. When you start to see this toxic behavior over and over and over and over, you disconnect. Men do not respond to words, they respond to experiences. Let me say it again. Men do not respond to words, they respond to experience. He needs to experience your disapproval. He don't need to hear it. He needs to experience, don't play in my face. He doesn't need to hear it. He needs to experience, I can show you better than I can tell you. He doesn't need to hear it. Well, what do? You leave. It doesn't mean it's a full-blown breakup. Maybe you go to the grocery store looking real cute, but you're not going to the grocery store, wherever you go. But you disconnect immediately. And he needs to experience that you will not play in my face. You will not cheat on me. If a man cheats on you, the relationship should be over. Now, I know they don't teach y'all in church and they teach forgiveness is the Lord's and the grace. If a man cheats on you, the relationship should be over immediately. You don't stay with him to figure it out. You disconnect to figure it out. Does that make sense? Thank you, Agina. She says disconnect with the Queen Sheba is right. Listen, I'm trying to help y'all. They say a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. A fool learns from his own. Don't be foolish. Disconnect immediately. We talk too much. We say too much. Men don't give a damn about you being disappointed and telling him that. Okay. Don't say less. Do more. That's all I'm saying. So he cheated on her. She took him back. But in her taking him back, it changed who she was. It hardened her. And as a result, she started harping on him and what he calls is bitching and not being loving and all of this, right? All of these things he did to cause her to shift her heart posture now is her fault. So she goes to the island because she's hoping to get back in touch with her carefree self. Girl, if you would have left the first time, you would have got back in touch with your carefree self in 7 to 10 business days. I'm just trying to tell you, you ain't got to go on a TV show to figure it out. You ain't got to go on a TV show to figure it out. So he's determined to show her that he changed. Child, he changed so much. He got Natalie to go in that bathroom with him and had sex with her on camera. And she said, you know, the cameras have night vision. He said, yeah, I know. And he did it over and over and over again and over and over and over again. And at the end of the day, he got his feelings hurt because she left with Daniel. Now, Daniel, I don't know. It ain't giving Ashley. I don't like that mustache. I don't like that hair, that mullet. I don't like none of what he had going on. I don't think Daniel is your type. I think you was on some get back type stuff. I don't think it's going to work with Daniel. I think you should have made Daniel a good friend and not try to force chemistry. It ain't given. And plus, Daniel's too young for you. He's 22 years old. He's way too young for you. What you gonna do with that? That's all I'm saying. What you gonna do with that? And Grant gaslit the hell up out of Ashley, in my opinion. In my opinion, right? So ladies, what I'm trying to say is when you say too long, it begins to change you. It begins to change your heart posture. I didn't like it for her or him. They both were angry at each other. He don't like the fact that she was trying to make him faithful. He didn't want to be faithful. He don't want to be saved. Ashley, don't save him. Let me go back to Tyler and Taylor. Netflix, I don't like the fact that y'all gave them a long time to hash it out. A long time to hash it out. And you gave Ashley and Grant a while to hash it out. I feel like you rushed along Brione and Shantae. Did anybody else peep that? I don't feel like you rushed Taylor and Ashley into saying what they needed to say. I think you gave them a lot of time to figure out. You gave them a lot of time to confront the men whom they feel like hurted them. And I feel like Brione and Shantae's final conversation was a bit rushed. I could be wrong. Did anybody else experience that or perceive that? I'll wait. So I wanted to call that out, Netflix. If we give time, make sure you give time to everybody. Let me go back to Tyler and Taylor. What do you think about? Oh, okay. Katrina says, great observation. I just noticed that. I just remember I was sitting there. I was like, damn, they've been talking a long time. Wow, they've been talking a real long time, which is great, right? You want to give them time, but I don't feel like the same platform and the same freedom of expression was given to both Shantae and Brione. I don't. And maybe the only other thing, I want to be fair, maybe it's because Mark knew that Brione was full of shit and he just wanted it to be over quickly. And he wanted better for Shantae. So that's the only other thing I could think of. But with Tyler and Taylor, my thing is this. Where did you go, Tyler, after you left the island? Whose house did you go to? Because you don't work. She pays for everything. So did you go with Kay and her family? Does anybody know? That was just weird to me. Now, the final shot. Let's go to Brione and Shantae. All right. So you have Shantae and Brione. Shantae is 29, but when she filmed the show, she was 28. Brione is 26. Y'all listen. I'm sorry. They were only dating a year. They were only dating a year. He did all that in the first year. We raising these girls and loving these boys. Ain't no way in the world my daughter would ever pick you after a year and you didn't have threesomes on her. You didn't try to get my daughter to defile herself sexually and become immoral like you because you believe that women are something that you use, you abuse, you run through, and then you cast them away like a piece of trash. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I would ever allow my daughter to sit next to you. I don't care about your past, not to say that I'm victim shaming, but go get yourself in a good therapy office. You will not touch my daughter. Ain't no way. You got a lot going on with you, but let me give you a little bit of rundown about them and we can get into it. They only been dating a year. He tore her down in a year. He took her bubbly self, he chewed her up, and he spit her out. So she feels unable to feel confident since he was involved with someone else early on in their relationship. Child, he ain't been with her but a year and has cheated on her so bad it killed her confidence. And she's a beautiful girl. So she struggles to believe Brione can resist the lure of other women because he keeps harping on her to get in bed with other women to please him. And you remember he said on camera, I like to watch first before I get in. So he wants to take somebody's nice daughter that you have raised, your daughters that you have raised. Oh, you come from a good family. Oh, okay. You're a Christian girl, morals. You want to be married and have nice children. Listen, what about this? Can you do this with this girl for me? And not only that, I just want to watch you first. These are the type of fuck boys that are out here that we're not protecting our daughters from. And because they have these good effed up stories and they look halfway decent, you're telling these girls, show them some grace. F grace. These are the type of characters they don't want. He didn't want the black girl that could match his energy sexually. He didn't want her. He had one on the show that he could have chose that says, I'll do threesomes with you. No, he wants your daughter. He wants the ones that won't, so that he can defile her, put her in a position of shame, and then probably harp on it for the rest of the relationship. Q Catrice says, I've never watched this show, but Queen has tuned me in. I must check it out. Listen, when I tell you my feelings, this show had me on an emotional roller coaster because of the toxicity of the men. In particular, Brione. He was the worst. And it made me look at black men I'm sorry, like, damn, some of them can be some monsters on purpose, just because. And then he had the nerve to tell her at the end, "You've never been a problem." I knew I was a problem. That's crazy to me. Y'all got to start saying stuff to your family that are women, that are girls, that are young ladies, to say that this ain't it. Well, she grown. Nah, we not doing that no more. This ain't it, sweetheart. He's going to use you up. You're 28. You're too young for this crap. There's no good that can come out of this. Even if you have kids with him, even if he does marry you, he's going to cheat on you. He's not going to change. And only then, maybe when he hits 40, 50, 60, he'll decide to quote unquote settle down as a married man, settle down and begin to love you when you're empty as a woman, when he's turned your hair gray, when he's taking your looks, when he's drug you through the mud. That's all I'm saying. Kia M says, Brione is a demonstration. I could literally see that sexual demon in him. He was so disgusting. But you know what? A lot of them are. A lot of them are. And you tell these girls, give them a second chance. Not you, Kia. Give them a second chance. Everybody makes mistakes. They do. Just don't let them do it on your time. Just don't let them do it in your face. Just don't let them do it on your heart. You baby, everybody make mistakes. I get it. Well, you judge. I ain't judging you. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Well, see, everybody, you looking for perfect. No, I'm not. I'm looking for respect, decency. And it ain't even about me at this point. I need you to love yourself more than that, because what you did on camera is a reflection of you and not of me. Honey, I never want to take a piece of trash like that home. Get the hell up out of here. We know y'all didn't use condoms. We didn't hear no rappers unwrapping. We didn't hear no rappers unwrapping. We didn't see Grant take a condom in the shower. Y'all out here having unprotected sex and going back to these girls and talking down to these young ladies about what they won't do. First of all, you damn right. Pack your bags to the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. I'm just saying. Y'all may not be ready for this level of conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's grown folks talk. Like my grandma said, it's grown folks talk. I was horrified of the level of irresponsibility. I was so triggered. So let's get back to Brione. So this girl, he meets this nice girl named Shantae, right? Who's 3 years older than him. Eats her alive by way of confidence because he starts cheating on her from day one. But she sees the good in him because she knows about his story and he was in foster care and his mama was on drugs. All of that. We hear this all the time in the Black community. I'm tired. Oh, let me drop the link. I'm tired. I don't care about your mama being on drugs. I don't care about your sob ass story. Get up, Lazarus, and do something about it. I'm tired. I don't care that you got adopted and this happened and that happened. Because at a certain point, you're choosing to be disruptive. You're choosing to be toxic. You're choosing to ingest that drug called sex. You're choosing to be, what does it call, y'all? Reckless. You're choosing to crash out with your body unprotected. And you're choosing to speak to this girl in a manner that makes her feel less than because she won't let you turn her out. Don't no man want to marry no woman that he's going to turn her out, that would allow him to turn her out. He just wants to see how far he can go. And can I be honest with you? If I forget what I'm about to say, somebody type in the chat, say, you was about to tell us he wants to see how far he can go and why. Let me give you this really, really quickly before I say that. She also struggles to believe Brione cannot resist the lure of other women. He can't. He won't. Because you know why? He has not had intensive therapy from what happened to him in his childhood. He's actually a predator, and not in the way that you think. Not in the way that you think. A lot of times when we talk about predators, we talk about men that are, doing bad stuff and harming children. When I say predator, he's a predator. Especially since he had quite a fixation on bringing other people into their bedroom. No, he has quite a fixation on, what's the word? Demoralizing. He wants to demoralize women. Now, let me talk about he wants to see how far he can go and why with Shantae or men like this or young boys like this. What happens is he has not healed from the traumatic experience of his childhood. She hasn't been in this relationship long enough to invest in him. What I'm saying is, girl, it's only a year. Disconnect from people like that. And I'm not shaming anybody. Let me be very clear. You have to allow them the space in the room to do the work. Otherwise, you're walking into a line of fire. People whom have not had the chance to really work with a professional and identify the triggers and the coping methods that they use. His coping method is sex. Okay? You have to allow them the time, the freedom, and the flexibility to identify the negative coping mechanisms that they've established to make themselves feel better. She walked away with him when she should have left him. Every time she pisses him off or she tries to correct him, he's going to utilize, but you're supposed to support me and love me through this. We're not doing that. You got to let them go. You got to let them go get the help that they need to get. I don't like the fact that she's willing to break her back by bending over backwards to support a quote unquote black man. I felt bad for him when he sat there and revealed his past. But I think he was doing it to be manipulative, to shut up the host of the show. I'm doing this because of what happened to me. I'm doing this because my mom's on drugs. And guess what? It worked. It worked. And let me tell you why I feel like he was doing it to be manipulative. Because you've already told Shantae that story and you still cheated on her before you came on the show. And you still came on the show and cheated on her. You were wow. Whatever y'all did in that bathroom, it kept you up all night. And then you looked in the camera and you said, I have no remorse. I could be mistaken, but did he ever tell her he was sorry? Genuinely sorry. Whatever. And then listen, Mark Wahlberg, this is why fathers are so important in the household. Mark Wahlberg gives me a really genuine feeling. Now, I could be wrong. Shit, I get fooled all the time. But he seems like he really wanted the best for Shantae. Okay? The other two girls he wasn't really worried about. He let them spar. They went back and forth. He gave them a lot of time to express themselves, to state their disappointments. And no, I don't want you. And this is why. Taylor still left Tyler, even though Tyler came in and said, I just want to let you know that Kay and I held off on sexual relationships because I wanted to talk to you first. Okay, you still get no points for that. I'm still leaving you. I loved it. The standard. They raised the standard in real time. They really took this experience and made it work for them. But Shantae, not so much. And I'm sorry. I know why. I think I know why. And I'm not going to say it. I think I know why. Or should I say it? Shanda says, it sounds like she's breaking herself while trying to heal him. Thank you. Since you said it, I'll say it. The expectation of black women is to lose yourself in order to save a black man. No, you don't get nothing out of this experience. All you get out of this experience is to show him grace. And guess what? Hope that he treats you better. Black women are not allowed to think big, to dream big, to live in fantasy worlds when it comes to black men. They're not allowed to say, I would love to know what it feels like to have a rich man that's going to whisk me off my feet and just take care of me, fly me all over around the world. You a gold digger. You this, that. You better be coming with 50% to the table. Help a nigga get up on his feet. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you didn't want to support me when I was down bad. And won't. You don't ever teach that to your girls. Support him while he's down. No, he's a man. He's a man. That's his mom's job to support him while he's down, not his wife's. And Queen Sheba, I disagree. Listen, what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the dating stages. Don't you dare prepare your daughters to walk into a relationship before she's married to support him while he's down. Hell no. setting her up for failure, setting her up to pick the low-hanging fruit, setting her up for a bag of disappointment. Let his mama hold him down while he down. She been doing it. Let his aunties hold him down. My daughter is going to go and live her life. My niece is going to go, and when you get better, maybe you can catch up. Stop pumping that into these girls. So Shantae did not have the same experience to me that the white girls had. Shantae was very guarded. She didn't let her hair down. She could not, he broke her down so bad. He was all up in her head mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. That was a horrible experience for her. She was sad the entire time. He broke her spirit before they got there. That's crazy to me. But listen, that's my take on it. I don't like him. I don't think he's going to change. I think he's going to continue to leech on her. She's a part of goodness that he lost. And I really hope he gets himself into a very strong therapeutic alliance. I think he's already chipped away at her. I think she needs to get into therapy. I really hope they break up. I do. I want the best for him. But listen, I'm sorry. These are the type of men that are walking around making children. Look at Grant. Look, they all the same. Grant has already done it. Created a household of a child that he's not in the house with. I call them all F-boys. No good for nobody right now until they do the work. And they're hopping from woman to woman to woman. All of them, y'all. Men don't heal. I'm not talking about all men, y'all. I'm just talking crap. Men don't heal, they hoe. It takes them a little bit longer to wake up. You're the problem, especially if they're this young and they got looks. You know what I mean? Grant has a child. Cheated on that person. Cheated on Ashley. Tyler's just cheating. Brione is just cheating. The only difference between Grant and Tyler is they didn't blame it on their childhood. They blamed it on a lack of self-esteem. Tyler says, you know what? I've a lack of self-esteem. I didn't think this and this and that. And at the end of the day, I respect the fact that Grant and Tyler were men enough and they found a little bit of confidence to look at those two other ladies, Taylor and Ashley, and said, I hope the best for you. Brione is a coward, in my opinion, because at that point, you coward, you were supposed to say, he said, I'm not man enough for you. He did say that. Ladies, what are we teaching our daughters? When a man tells you he's not man enough for you, you run. He mean that shit. From the pits of hell. She's supposed to get up and say thank you. But listen, what he was supposed to do is, I'm not man enough for you. For me to take you out of here and ask you to come back home with me would be robbing you of the joy that I know you're supposed to have. That's how I know he's not healed. That's how I know he's not serious. And that's how I know there's more of where that came from. Shantae. He was supposed to do the right thing, even when it's hard. That's what a provider does. That's what a husband does. That's what a man does. That's what a man does. We are looking on this screen. We're looking at grown boys. What is a grown boy? A grown boy typically refers to a man, a male who has reached physical adulthood. He's a man on the outside, but he lacks the emotional maturity on the inside. He lacks the responsibility and the emotional regulation expected of a man. I just told you that. The man thing to do was for him to say, I cannot take you home while I am in this state of mind. I haven't even worked with the therapist. He got on his good behavior for 3 days and took his ass to that last bonfire and expected her to take him as he is. He did. Ain't nothing changed. I guarantee you he ain't in therapy. He ain't in therapy. He didn't even have to work for her. When you let somebody do that and they just talk and they come back and they have to put in no work, men love to chase. I don't give a damn if you've been married 20 years and you sitting at your cubicle in your office listening to this. Close the door. Keep him on his toes. Oh, I don't want to play games with my husband. Keep him on his toes in the most beautiful way. Sometimes when he comes home, you need to be gone, especially if you're already always home, not in a negative way. Where are you? Oh, I took myself out to dinner. Do you want me to come? No, no, no. I'll be home shortly. And you need to walk through that door looking your wholesome, beautiful self. Keep him on his toes. Shantae, you've put him in a situation where he no longer has to chase you. He said it on camera. You ain't gonna do shit. He said, she coming right back. All I gotta do is say, I'm sorry. And he didn't even say he was sorry. He was looking down while you were talking. The first thing I would have done to him, I would have said, look up. I need you to look at me. Grown boy, I need you to look at me. All three of these men are grown boys. Now, all three of these women, and I believe, have savior complexes. They want to save. They all took home experiments, strays. Like a savior complex is like a psychological pattern, right? I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. It's where you feel compelled to save or fix the problems of other people around you, often at the expense of your own well-being and your own boundaries being crossed. It's not your job to save them. It's their job to save themselves. And I really like the fact that those guys that Ashley had become friends with, the one, they got rid of him. He was 30 years old. He was kind of pretty boy. He resembles Grant. I cannot remember his name. Taylor said he's a red flag to me because he's the type of guy I would normally go for. Can I remember his name? She said he says all the right things. He appears to be a good listener, but it's a red flag. I don't feel like he's genuine. So they ended up sending him home. But he did say something that was very valid. He looked at Ashley and the girls. He says, if any of you were my girl, I wouldn't even bring you here in the first place. That's a huge red flag. A man that wants to sign you up for a temptation experience is looking for a way out. And the other guy, what's his name, y'all? He damn near almost took it. The Italian guy. He did good. He backed up off of it. The Italian guy that's dating the Asian girl, I think she's a doctor. His name is Alexa and Lino. Lino almost took it. But then, thank you, Lino. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. Lino reeled himself in. And he remembered who he was when he saw her video message to him about how much she loved him and how much, what? She appreciates him. But he was teetering on the line of infidelity because he wanted to get his lick back because he felt less than. That's not her problem. When he met her, she was out there doing her thing. She was single. That's why you can't tell him everything, girls, what you doing. Keep it to yourself. So he was like, oh, it's her fault. It's her fault. No, your self-esteem is your responsibility. And ladies, that works too on the other side of the coin. Your self-esteem is your responsibility. It's not a man's job to come in and save you from yourself. It's your job to keep your self-esteem and your confidence intact. But Lino almost got caught slipping. And when he was assured that she loved him and he decided to quit, what is the word? Relishing on the past, he decided, I'm going to make this right. She loves me. And I'm just gonna, because you remember he told that girl, ooh, you feel me? He said, you about to make me do something I don't want to do. You feel me? Oh, welcome, Sugar. Thank you. I didn't even know you were backstage. Welcome, Queen.
Hey, Queen.
Hey.
Hey, Palace. I was like, she don't see me. I don't think she see me.
I did. Next time, listen. How long? You've been back there a minute. Thank you for your patience.
No problem. I just wanted to come up here because I binge watched them probably like a month ago.
Okay.
And I really, really don't like Brione. I really don't. I want to comment like what had me throwing things at the TV is the last I don't know what to call it, fire pit, whatever, when they go there and talk about they significant others. But remember at the last one, she even, Shantae, she even felt it in her whole soul. She even said to him when he did that with when he did the threesome, like, how could I even, one day my kids will see this, like, how could I look at my kids, knowing that you did something like this to me?
Oh.
But then at the last elimination, remember, she got so choked up, it consumed her whole soul. She ran off. She asked for a minute and then ran to the production crew, crying, hysterical in the bushes, y'all. Like
Girl,
the
I
lady.
teared up. I teared up on that part.
Yes, I was like, oh, I mean, I just felt it all in my soul. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, just leave him alone. Just leave him alone. He's not ready. And then for him to just embarrass her like that, and the way he did it with the cameras picked up was bogus, was very disrespectful. He didn't care. You kind of figured he was thinking something. And then, when they was in his bathroom, and then he just like let it happen like it was nothing. It didn't lead up
Did
to
you
it.
hear the noise, girl?
Yes.
The noise, girl. I told my husband, is that what he said? You know what that is?
You
I
know
was
what
like,
that
oh.
is.
Oh.
They played all that. I was disheartened. And remember the night before when they had these tents, y'all. They had these tents at each of their villas. And if one of the couples go in there, the tent will light up in the other,
The red, it lit up red when they was in
yeah,
them
it'll light
tents.
up red. So basically, someone went in the men's side, the whole house light red, like so the women to know that one of their men just went to one of the girls, and vice versa. She was so terrified. They caught this on camera. She went into Taylor's room, or Taylor went into her room, one of them, and she was confident, Shantae, because she was hysterical just even thinking that it could be her man when her man had a threesome earlier. Crazy work.
She knew it was him because she know who he is.
She know who he is. She felt that. She was hysterical at all the girls. And Taylor had to comfort her. And they even played that scene to him. It was embarrassing.
And guess what he said? You remember what he said?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I've never seen her like this.
Exactly. Disrespect. I'm talking about through that's what I mean. I love it. I love it because the reason why I love the show, because it's so many areas of conversation here, Queen Sheba. It's so many. Like, girl, are you serious? Girl. You know who I like though? You might not like, but my favorite is who was it? Ashley.
I kind of like her. She got a little swag to her.
But the reason why I liked her, because she knew what her man was about, but she didn't have no proof. Once she saw that proof, oh yeah, she stayed on his neck.
But watch this. And keep it real with me. If you disagree, just give me your thoughts. I'm going to ask you this question. Miss Gwen, I see you. I'm coming to you. Let me ask you this. Oh, sugar. First of all, I want to go back to when that lady, I'm thankful to the production, the lady in the trees.
Yes.
Listen, she found that lady. She found support. Thank you to the lady for hugging her.
Yeah, she had open arms because she didn't know where she was running to. She just
whispered in the mic. She says, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies, if you don't know what to do, don't go that way.
Don't go that way. Girl, that was your sign right there. You said, I don't know what to do.
God. Don't go that way. In the production, it's almost like, have you watched the Animal Planet when animals are fighting and you like, save the baby? They can't intervene. She can't say, don't pick him. I was like, tell her don't go with him. But I know they can't. She said, you have to do what your heart is telling you. Number one. Number two, do you feel like we can soften up as Black women when it comes to our girls a little bit more and be more, instead of don't mess with him. Listen, you deserve better. You like a little bit more softer, like that female producer was with her, and just hold her in her moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like there's room for us to become better in our approach?
I do. I do. But not the unhealed ones.
Okay, gotcha. Hold on. Somebody said they revealed on Instagram that she and Brione had broken up. Send me her page because I want to go spy. I want to go spy.
Please look into that. Because child.
Oh, sugar, it had me on my, I just didn't like it. I needed to know who her parents are. And he said he's in this world alone. And I'm sorry, and that's great, sir. But you still can't date my daughter. And you can be in
Exactly.
this world alone and all of that. But you need to go heal.
Yeah. She see, and that's the thing. And the thing is, she was letting him question her self-worth, y'all. Like
Yeah.
if you look at it from the beginning, like, you know, how she presented herself and stuff like that, and she just knew she when she saw that threesome, he took her breath away, because she really believed he wouldn't take it that far. Why? She even said that. Well, you know, we talked about this and we know the lines. We know the lines, not the cross. Girl, he threw all that in her face and some pepper.
Let me see what Miss Gwen, what are your thoughts on the show?
Well, let me say this. Sometimes you got to ignore the heart and you got to go with that intuition in your gut, because that sometimes can be the strongest and tell you to run in the opposite direction. I want to comment on what you said about men like to chase. It's a naturalness of the beast, like you said, in the jungle, animals. So I want y'all women out here to understand it's not a game. That's just the nature of how we are. You still got to make a man chase, because that's in his DNA. It's supposed to be in our DNA when we walk in our softness. God made us feminine for a reason. And I want every woman to understand your femininity is the most powerful thing that you have inside of you. That's where your power comes from. You only be masculine, or, you know, when it's time to be, when you got to be defensive on some stuff. But the majority of the time, you use your femininity. God didn't make us no masculine. He made us feminine. I
I
know.
agree.
I turn my husband head, honey, using femininity every which way you go. You always got to stay 10 steps ahead of them. Don't never let them know what they're doing. And then when they think they're catching up, you got to switch it up.
I
That's how they
agree.
keep. That's how they keep going.
And don't ever do 50-50, because it's going to
No,
pull you into, if you listen, I believe that. Don't ever do 50-50. You can be at home by yourself and enjoy your own place of living. Number one. You know what made me I'm gonna have to agree with you, Miss Gwen. You know the guy, I can't remember his name. He ended up taking to Taylor, the black guy, he looked like Bart Simpson. What's his name?
Oh yeah, I can't think his name either.
He had a lot of muscles and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. He became her friend.
Yeah. You know what he said? The reason why he liked her?
Why?
He said, I like you because you're so feminine and soft. I just love it.
He sure did say that to her.
He brought out a different side of her.
He did bring, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Yasmin, yes. He
Yalman
did
is
bring
his
out.
name. He brought out a different side. Get with a man that's going to bring out the what in you, Miss Gwen?
the femininity,
The best. Your
the
femininity.
best.
What
Yes.
about Ashley, the dude that she was? I liked him. Y'all may not like him. I liked his vibe,
Which
how he was
one?
coming at her. He was different. He was kind. He was soft with her. And Ashley, she found her self-worth again.
Who? Which one? Which guy you talking about?
The one Ashley went home with, is that Ashley? Yeah, Ashley and
Daniel.
Grant. Remember, she didn't go home with Grant. She went home with, oh God, what's his name? Greg?
No,
Oh,
the Daniel, the young one.
yeah, Daniel. Daniel.
The
Look how he was with
mustache.
her.
Yep. He wanted to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
And the black guy that Shantae was paired with wanted to protect her, but he was so polite. He said, I have to
Yeah.
give her the free. I was like, girl, you don't date him.
She was hurt, but her breath was, she had her mind all made up. Let's talk about that. When women have their mind made up, when women look at a picture but don't look at reality. So they
Mm,
look at a picture of things, but then reality that film is rolling a whole different you know what I'm saying, situation. So that's what she was. We said this, we said that. He said he was gonna, he said, you see what I'm saying? So she's convinced, locked in to this image given her, and then now she's seeing all of this blown up in her face. I think it was shocked. She was shocked. I think it was hard for her to process because look, remember the girls looked at her? I'm talking about it was like a 5-10 second pause, Queen. Remember
Girl,
everybody
it
was
was so
looking at her.
embarrassing. Like, I'm like, they expected bad stuff to happen to her from him. I remember they was looking at her when they at the bonfire when they kept
Yes, at
turning
the
around.
bonfire. That's it. Bonfire. Yes. Yes.
I was embarrassed for us. I was like, this is what other races are seeing that the standard is for us. This is so freaking embarrassed. Like when the lights went off, you remember you said the red light? They went to her room to support her because they knew what he was capable of. That's before she learned about the threesome. They knew he was an asshole.
Before.
And the other girls, I'm glad that they were raised in a manner that they were taught to like themselves and be in their femininity. Because you remember he tried to trick that girl coming into his room and he said he wanted to write a love letter.
Which one? Who?
Amaya. And she's a Christian.
Grant.
He said, yeah, you remember how he told.
Grant was a whole trip.
No, not Grant, the other one, Brione. He tricked Amaya into coming into his room.
Oh yeah, the black girl. Yeah.
Yeah, the beautiful girl that's a Christian
that come up.
Yes, and listen, because he tried to get her to abandon her morals and her boundaries. You remember she's like, okay, what would you like to write? He's like, well, I'm sorry about that threesome. And she's like, what? She said, you had a threesome? He said, yeah. She said, when? He's like, in the house. She said, with who? He told her, she said, oh, I'm not comfortable being in this room with you. Why, bro? You supposed to support me, bro. She said, and then her confessional. Yes, she said, he's more concerned about himself. He's not hearing me. That is my boundaries. And he said, why you don't want to be in here with me? She said, because of the perception of it. You had a threesome in here. And if I'm in your room, she didn't say that. But what she was trying to get across to him is the perception that I'm in your room with the door closed. People are going to think that I'm the same way. She got the hell up out of there.
And she told now that she's privy to that information, she's a girl's girl, and now that she's privy to that information.
And he insulted her when she left because he said something. And she said, I pardon you. And he said it again. And yeah, bro. And then she left.
Yeah, he disrespected her.
Yeah, yeah. And then sat in front of his girl at the end, at the bonfire, whom he has abused, grossly abused mentally and emotionally, and said, oh, Amaya is a nice Christian girl who's been helping me. Well, what the hell is Shantae?
Exactly. Tomatoes went all in my TV. Like, are you serious?
Go ahead. What'd you say, Sugar?
I said, I agree with you, Queen. I threw all kinds of potatoes at my TV. Like, are you serious? What is Shantae? He disrespected her. I don't know. Why do you think that she... And then remember, do you guys remember this part? At the end, when they were walking out of the bonfire and she's saying her little spiel, did you see the way she looked up at did you see her eyes and the sadness, the way she looked up at that camera when she got through saying what she said? I mean, even a mouse wouldn't have believed her.
Mark was so disappointed. The host was so disappointed. You could tell.
Yeah.
Lala said, hey, Lala. Lala said Shantae was beyond embarrassing. Listen, that's why I was triggered.
Yeah, I could see that.
I was triggered. Hold on. Anitra says, when a man is a man, us women automatically go back to factory setting. We do.
Yeah.
Child. She said, Shantae made me so mad. I was like, if you don't hop on that man, he was the first one to pick her episode. Listen. What y'all think about that black girl? See, they mixed hoes with saints in there. You had saints and sinners. They gave the men exactly what they wanted. That tall, beautiful black girl came in there licking that chocolate off his lip with her tongue. You know who I'm talking about?
Yep, she's the first to go, wasn't she?
Listen, thank you. Thank you.
It was called temptation. That was a chess move to get rid of her. That was a chess move.
Don't no man want no hoe openly. He'll sleep with you, but he not gonna. They got rid of her. He had no feeling. She told me, I thought we had a connection. Girl, when? They first to go. They got rid of her. She did way too much for the cameras.
But he liked the chase. Remember when Brione was talking to? She looks like a Asian woman. She was a pretty when they was sitting there, I guess like in the jacuzzi or type of situation. And remember that's the one he had a threesome with.
Mm-hmm.
But remember how they was acquainted, and he loved to chase. They're playing mind games. They saying little things and looking to each other and everything. I knew they was going to eventually because they were both sexually frustrated.
But you see how he treated him after he slept with him?
So did. Well, he
Acted like
said
he
that.
didn't know him.
But he said that to her. Remember, she said that's how she was. She said she has friends that she just sleeps with. And then that'd be it.
That's crazy. And then
The
the other black
girl had
girl
an issue with it. Nicole. Was her name Nicole? The other girl he slept with?
Is that her name? With the dreads?
Yeah.
Who
Is
was
that her
willing
name,
to
y'all?
be down
Nicole?
with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
She kind of felt some type of way, but the other girl, yeah, she didn't feel no type of way.
I don't know why she felt some kind of way. Women, don't you ever let a man trick you into doing all that sexually and think he's going to value you. He will not.
Why do
He
you
will
think she
not.
did that? Because she came off, I like maybe she probably trying to stay with a level head, but then to get into a threesome, I didn't expect that it was going to be her. Like, it was going to be on that.
It was crazy. Do they have a reunion? Because I didn't get to that part.
Oh, when he said
Breaking up, sugar. Say it again.
I don't think they do reunions. I think when you say your time is complete, like you have completed, I think it's over at that point.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Queen, let me say this. People always say things are old-fashioned. It's not old-fashioned. It's just tried and true that goes with the nature of who we are. My father told me, never give the man the milk and the cow for free. And then a man likes a lady on the outside and you know, 304, whatever that is, them numbers are, in the bedroom.
Mm.
And let me tell you, the same year I moved in with my husband was the same year I moved out. Because I told him, I sat in his lap and I said, are you ready to marry me? He said, no. I said, okay, I got another question for you. Is there marriage in our future? He said, oh, yeah. I said, okay, well, I got to move out. Because, see, you're not going to get the milk and the cow for free. That man came on my job almost a year later, not quite a year, to ask me to marry him.
I don't. Go ahead.
Well, because I'm not giving nothing away for free. Either you going to...
I'm going to say this, now that you mention that. I wouldn't tell, like, I know this generation, they keep trying to convince themselves that they different. We old fashioned, like Miss Gwen said. Stop moving in with these boys. Go ahead and have your Ponderosa, let him have his. He can come over and spend the night and all that, but stop moving in with these boys.
Well, see, my situation, I'll tell you behind the scenes.
Okay,
Queen
gotcha.
Sheba.
Okay.
Mine was not let's living together.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about you, Miss Gwen. I'm talking about for the people that are tuned in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. We can't
No,
do that.
stop moving. And
That
if
time
you...
has come and gone, child.
Yeah, and if you lose your mind for a minute and slip up and move in, make sure you don't stay
Well, you don't have to
a
lose your
whole
mind.
year.
That's why we
No,
giving
I'm
them.
talking about losing their mind and say, yeah, I'm gonna move in with you. Okay, well then make sure within that same year, uh, you out.
Well, I'm gonna say this. If y'all listen carefully, we giving y'all a gem so you don't have to lose your mind. Just remember what we talked about today. Catch up with La. Welcome.
Hello,
Hey,
Queen Sheba.
twin.
Hey, twin. I've been in the bushes because I had people out about to take a nap. As usual, girl like me can't get no rest. I got people over. But I wanted to join this because that chick, the one in the middle with her bozo,
Shantae.
Shantae, and what's his name? Because I only watched clips of it. I didn't watch it. I could not watch it. She
Brione.
was
Brione.
Listen, someone needs to burn Brion. Burn him. Okay? Because this guy, the way he controlled her queen was... It was disturbing. It was disturbing. It really rocked me to my core to see a beautiful, intelligent black girl be manipulated the way he was manipulating her, the way he controlled her. And you can tell this guy's been having, like, he worked on her. Men work on you. If you give them time, they say men ain't dedicated. They don't want to. Nah, men are. They didn't want to control you, and they will work on. He worked on this girl, that she was overlooking all of the red flags, everything. The way he controlled her was disturbing, and she had no self-respect. Even the host, Queen, the host was embarrassed for her. And I was like, what are you doing? But she is an open book for every young woman and woman out there on what not to do in relationships and not what to put up with. I swear to you, if they should make that into that, just her segment into a series on what not to do in relationships, I'm telling you, it would blow up, because she allowed a man to control the way she thinks and the way she views things, and that's very dangerous, because he can change your viewpoints and what a relationship look like and what you should accept and he conditioned her, Queen. And a lot of men do that now. They've been doing it. They condition you to think it's okay for me to cheat. It's one off. And when you cheat on a woman, you know what you're telling her? You're not enough. You're not enough. So
That's still
guess what?
abuse.
She was. I'm going to go to her because she was enough. And if you want to be enough for me and I only concentrate on you,
Well, he said he
this is
wasn't
what you have to
sorry.
do.
Lala.
Sorry,
Asked
Queen
him.
He
Sheba.
said he wasn't sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah, and remember when the guys asked him, he said, he was like, I believe Shantae would be mad, but I don't think he said that.
Pretty
He did
much.
say that. He did
He
say
said,
that.
I
But what I'm
needed to
trying to
have
say
this
to you,
threesome to realize how important she was to me. I'm glad I
yes.
did it. That's
Yeah.
what he said.
Because he's trying to say, when men do this, it's to show you like you gotta be better. Come on now. Come on, Queen Sheba, be better for me. Look what she did for me. You gotta do it better than that. That's how they play you out here. Don't fall for it. And I'm gonna stand by it. And I know, it's 2025. I don't give a shit. Let me tell you something. Women, you don't want to respect yourself. Don't give this man nothing. And when I mean don't give him, I mean don't give men nothing. Don't be giving out your womanhood and sleeping with these men for free. Don't do nothing. Say put a ring on it so I know it's real. Okay? That's when you see the real men pop out for you. When you say,
Hey, take
no,
your
I'm
time.
saving myself. I'm saving myself. You see the real men pop up, because these men, I'm telling you, they're out being hoes. There's 50-year-old men. We've had 50-year-old men on these panels talking about they're still out here trying to see what one woman give me. What could she do for me? She did it for him. What she could do for me? That's what type of men we got out here. Girls, respect yourselves. That's all I got to say, Queen Sheba.
No,
And
thank
see,
you.
the
The
the,
elite.
the
Go ahead.
and and what he also, the bottom line is, when he said he had the threesome, that made him realize, oh, I got a doormat. I can wipe my feet and do anything I want to do with her, and she gonna do anything, money, whatever I need her to do. That is what he found out.
Well, he been
My
having threesomes. Go
right.
ahead. Go ahead, sugar.
No, no,
My
I'm talking about when
question
he
is,
made that statement, when he said that made me realize he wanted her.
No,
He
I got
realized,
you, but he's
I think that
lying
was
okay,
a crocker.
because
I
he's
think
been
that was
having
a
threesomes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think right. I think that was a crocker, a boo boo, when when he said that. My whole thing is about her self worth.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, I don't care what he concoct up or what manipulation he was trying to do. I'm looking at her. She was so sure. When women portray themselves to be so sure about themselves and they know what they want and all this, and this has to be nightly folded and neatly and all that, but then you allow somebody to just, to just abuse your mentality and make you question and change things about your self-worth. You know what I mean? Because
Exactly, sugar.
she was battling with that. We feel that intuition, we feel that gut. She was battling with that, but she was ignoring it. So my thing is like, what was that? It's something in that. Like you saw it. To me, she had the worst. When they showed his stuff, like, you had the worst demonstration from a boyfriend on there out of all the four
Yes.
couples, and you sat there with total resolve. When you hearing the back, you hearing all that,
Oh,
girl.
they
What?
played it all. They played every
They
sound bite,
did. They
every
did.
moan, and listen, that was aggressive what he was doing in that bathroom from the sound
Yes.
of it. That was very aggressive.
But
Yeah.
you know why he did that though? Because he knew he's been recorded. He knew the mic was on. He did that again, Queen Sheba, to show, look how hard they made me go for them. Look how bad man they did it for me. They dropped it low and spread it wide and hit it from the back, hit it from the front. He was giving her like, know your place, woman. That's what they do to you. He deliberately did all those moaning and shit because he wanted her to see another, you won't do for me, another woman will. You know what
Well,
I mean?
another hoe will.
Another hoe,
Right.
yes, another hoe. I agree with you. But
And
also,
you know
okay,
what
sorry.
humbled him? You know what humbled him? Another girl that's younger than Shantae, that's 23, that says, not on my watch.
Yep.
I don't care who you are, you're gross. It wasn't until those other black girls found him gross and
Yes.
weird. They did
Even
not want to be
Shantae
around
said
him.
that. She was like, you even went as far as even a disrespecting another, woman over there, and she had
Yep.
to check you. Why did that woman check? She checked Brione harder than Shantae did.
You know why?
She
Because
did.
Shantae, her self-value is connected to a
That's why
man.
I said it's
What a man
self-worth.
thinks of
Yeah.
her self-worth is connected to a man. Well, a lot of problem, and Queen, I agree with you in your point of view. Like women, girls are not being raised with love and self-care and taught to self-love themselves, and they're not given that. Whereas other women like me, like the way I was brought up, I was given that. And I was given that by my father. And that's why it's so important. Like, yes, the mothers play a part, but it's so important for your father to sit you down and let you know the game, to respect yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, no one else will. And men smell desperation from a mile off.
Yes, they do.
They smell it, Queen. And I hang out with bare guys back in the day in college, right? And they used to
Hmm.
laugh at me because I enjoyed, and I enjoyed it, Queen, because they used to spit a lot of game. And these girls, they know when you're insecure, so they play games with you. And that's the problem with her. She has no self-respect, and she couldn't see all the bad red signs or anything. She just did not care. The red flags were not flagging for her.
Well, that's true. Let me go to Undebbie real quick. Undebbie, welcome.
Hello, Aunt
Well,
Debbie.
Hey, Aunt Debbie.
hey,
Hey, Aunt
good
Debbie.
morning, good afternoon, ladies. How y'all doing?
Good,
I am
I
thank you.
doing good. Happy Monday. We shaking things up a little bit around here with this show.
yeah, I watched this show, and I thought the young lady Shantae that was with Brienne, he told her that's what he wanted, threesomes, and when she heard that, when he first brought that up to her, and she was living with him before they even came to Temptation Island, she was supposed to leave then.
Hmm.
She was supposed to leave then. But he told her he had one, and he wanted her to join in. When she said she didn't want to, that was her time to exit, to leave. That's not what you want. That's not what you want to do. You leave. But she was caught up in playing wife, or I can change him, till she believed a lie more than she loved herself.
Uh-huh.
And that's how I came to that. Because I never would have went to Temptation Island with him. You already know what he about. You already know what he gonna do. So why show up? I would have loved him, told him you go by yourself. I never would have stayed in that relationship. And then to take him back after he did that on TV to embarrass you and make other women disrespect him, and look, what kind of woman are you
Hmm.
that you will tolerate this from him disrespecting you and other women? And you say that's your man. How can you go home and say you love this? What are you loving? Because you sure not loving yourself.
Child.
I never would even went there with him. He not ready. He not ready for nothing. He don't even care about women. He
At
used them.
all. I think, listen, let me ask you this, Debbie and on the panel. I want to say this, and Amaya, I liked Amaya, but Amaya, he used your words to lure her when you said, I hope she shows you grace. Ladies, stop asking us to show these men grace when they are F boys and they've completely violated women. Show them a little
Period.
grace. So I knew what she was saying. he literally took that and put that on Shantae's lap. What are y'all
Sure
talking
did.
about? Yeah, I didn't like that part.
I didn't like that either. That's what I'm saying. He knew he messed up and he realized it to the degree that he did. And I think because he's been manipulating Shantae for so long, yeah, that was part of his, yeah, that's good. Yeah, let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? That was part of his manipulating out of the situation. Because look what she said at the end. She pissed off at the end. I can't even repeat what she said when she was walking down, walking out of that bonfire. Do you remember what she said?
What'd she say?
She pissed me off with her reason. Like I chose to stay with Brione, and I can't even think because
Because what? Oh, I know what she said. She said, I'm choosing to stay because I hear you say you're a different person. First of all, for those of you that are tuned in, he only became quote unquote different because the other black girls didn't want to sleep with his ass.
Yep.
They told him how they were like, he's nasty, he's this, he's that, you're a cheater, you're this, yet. Everything Shantae should have been doing, the other girls did. So she said, I'll stay with you because you're saying you're a new guy. I would love to experience that side of you. Child boo.
Yes. You got a good memory.
Another lie he told. Another lie he told.
Yeah.
Just right there. He told a lie right there.
Yep, he sure did. What do y'all think about?
To me, the only reason he felt guilty because he got caught, he know how it looked on TV. And them other women, after they found that out, they wanted nothing to do with him.
Period.
It wasn't
Everybody
because of that girl. It was because everybody on TV had seen this. And the other ladies didn't want nothing to do with him after that.
At all. I mean, it was nasty. So, y'all, somebody said he must be gross. He was beyond gross. Go back and watch it. What it's on what? Netflix.
Netflix.
Your Netflix.
You probably think, like, trust me, like the way it played out, y'all, it's good. Like, if you binge it, it's gonna evoke emotion. So I'm just gonna say that off top. If you can agree, Queen, it's going to evoke emotions, but it evoked good dialogue, though. We know it was Temptation Island, but man, the sister got played the worst.
Well, I kind of, let me tell you what I really feel like. And sometimes I don't say what I really want to feel, what I'm really thinking, because I don't want to come across so harsh and strong. I really think this is what I believe. Okay, can I say it?
Say it.
Say it.
Say it, Queen. Say it.
Oh, y'all. Okay.
No, but in this moment, in this situation, the harshness needs to be said.
Well, let me say it. I'm going to say it. I think when they casted these people, you never know what you're going to get. I also believe that we're in trouble. As women that only choose to date black men, you in trouble. It's getting worse and worse. And I think people or other races have an idea that it's tough for us, but they don't really know. And I think Brione was a textbook illustration, a real life, in-person example of damn diabolical. Hide your kids, hide your daughters. This is gross. This is yucky. See, they gave everybody else a moan, a kiss. They allowed us to hear everything he did. Now, they let us see Grant get in the shower, and it was a few moans. Whatever he did in there, because his cameras was so bad. They didn't show it. But we caught the audio of it. And they stayed in there a long time, y'all. It's diabolical. Women are being treated like this each and every day, right? And a lot of them brag, well, at least I'll sign up for it. I know it's still bad, sweetheart. And I think it's horrible that young girls are being smutted out. Not young, because she's a grown woman. She's 29 now. Are being smutted out and signed up and signing up to say, but he's a good person. She kept saying he has a good heart.
They looking at the picture.
What you think they looking at?
They looking at that picture. That's what I'm saying. They're convinced. They're looking at that illusion in that picture frame that they believe and want. They're not really paying attention. You have to pay attention to people's actions. And that's what I'm saying. All through the series, she kept ignoring like the red flags. she kept on reminding us or the audience of he's a good person. He said this. He's trying to do this. It's like it was all in her head. We're looking at something totally different when this man went on one of the episodes, that whole episode, he was saying he's not sorry.
And he said, for those of you that have not seen it, panel, what y'all think about this? He said a threesome is better than me doing one-on-one. Because one-on-one would cause me to be more connected. At least a threesome, I'm disconnected. What are y'all's thoughts? And then we're going to wrap up.
Oh, he's chatting shit. Chatting shit. Again, he thinks we're dumb like his dummy ass chick, right? Because what kind of stupidness is that? If you really think about it, men are wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and keep it moving. There's no emotions involved with them. The ones that are emotional are the women. And this one-on-one business, it don't matter, boo. You had two, okay? You had two at the same time. That's even worse than one-on-one. And he thinks he can manipulate the situation because he does that with her so often. And he got it down packed with the way he treats her, right? That he thinks everybody else is going to fall for that. No, I ain't falling for it. I'm sorry. And the picture perfect. Just looking at this picture, you can tell he's a prick. He is a narcissistical prick. You can
I'm like,
tell
where did
from
they get this
picture.
guy from?
Like, send him back to the hell he belongs in. He was embarrassing. Like, we know. And Queen, can I just say one thing and I'll wrap it up?
Yeah.
What they're trying to do to us women is, this is it. Like, this is the black man. We know this is not it. There is some good black men out there. But what they're trying to show us, this is it. This is your type of black man. This is a black man. I don't believe in black and white or, brown, whatever. Love who you want to love. However, respect yourself when you're in these loving commitment relationships. He does not love this girl. He loves what she does for him. And that's the difference. And she said he has a good heart. What heart he has, I can't see. But you can clearly see she's delusional. That
Well, she has a
that,
savior complex, all three of them. But here's the thing. The other two, when they got in the right environment, it's always the environment. And they start to see, and we won't even date nobody different. She didn't even participate.
She sure didn't. But read what Jenny said, because I think that's good, because it looked like she shut down. Jenny, is it Jen?
Let me read it. Hold on, where is it at? Let me go down. Well, the one says, do women have an option to say no? Yes, they do. And we got to stop acting like women are victims. Yes, we do have the option to say no. You said Jenny?
Jeannie Gatewood.
Let me go. Oh, Janine. Okay.
Janine, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, only reason why I know that because I used to say her name wrong and she corrected me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Okay, this is a hard situation. Believe me, that young lady is feeling like ish and beyond embarrassed. Some of her may have even shut down. Well, she has shut down. The host kept telling her she had perfect examples. She had the hard exterior. Well, you know what? He doesn't deserve my response. And the man kept saying, get out of your head. Get into your heart. Yep. What do you really feel? You remember that? Y'all remember that, ladies?
Yeah,
that bonfire was hard. Yep. That bonfire was hard. Woo.
Yep. And she couldn't even say what she felt. So we got to be careful that we don't allow situations and staying too long turn us and make us numb.
And it's easy to be numb, Queen. In these type of situations, it's so easy to be numb because you think about the time, the commitment, the love you have, the sharing and moving in with. There's so many things on a plate for her that she's not thinking about her heart.
Well, that's the wrong
her
relationship. Do you agree? If you once you start to turn numb, you got to get out.
Yep. You do. I agree. Because you can't. Because she was trying to rationalize like all the good things. So say if it was like 5 good dates or something, she was trying to rationalize that being the reason why it's worth preserving. But this man is he has no respect for you. You can't make a man have respect for you. Either they do or they don't.
Shay P says that I can't let me see what you said. I think I saved it. I want to tell you what she says. I can't watch this show because I get triggered, but we have to watch it. Let me tell you why. If we can take ourselves out of it and start to watch it to see what's really going on, now we can talk to the daughters. Now we can talk to the nieces. Now when the boys come to the house, we can kind of smoke them out and say, this ain't the one. That's how you doing it. So we gotta watch it, not for us, but for them. Does that make sense? So we can really know what's going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
this should be a learning lesson to everybody, and I think the series should be saved. So every time, like
Yeah, it's
your
a case
niece, your
study.
daughter, your
For real.
cousins, anybody, show them
Yeah.
this, and tell them to start running if they see the signs
Because
of this.
you really saw Shantae battling with herself. Could I make that assessment? Like she was shut down, battling with her thoughts, overriding them with his. It was crazy. Like I had to watch it twice. Like that episode was like hard. I'm like, he doesn't deserve my response. Girl, what? You just heard? I ain't gonna do it again, Queen Shit, but you just heard all that?
Girl, if you
Girl, they
don't
would have shut the
girl, if
show
you don't
down.
start throwing some chairs.
They would have shut the show down if shit that happened to Sugar. They would have been like, beep, beep, beep.
They just wanted her to show something. People can eat you alive, y'all. The Bible says, be not confused. Good morals, evil company corrupts good morals. You may not be the one demonstrating the negative behavior, but before you know it, you be like, wait a minute. I can't even see it like that because they all up on me. Like I can't even see the wrongdoing in it because I want to see this person win so bad. She wanted him to win so bad. She couldn't even see how negative and toxic he was. She kept saying, well, he only did it because we're here. Girl, the fact is, like the other girl, he did it.
Girl.
Exactly. She was making so many excuses that everybody else around her just looked at her like, you're such a big dummy. Like, what are you
Even
doing?
the
But like you
men.
said, Queen, she was numb. And when you're numb, you don't care. You're going to keep making excuses for this man. And that's what she was doing. But I will tell you this. She knows she's in a messed up situation. She knows it. But she doesn't want to do anything about it. She's the type that you can't save until she saves herself.
That's true. Hold on. The one said Atlanta has some stone cold freaks.
And they coming out at night.
They stone cold freaky.
There's that
Wait a minute.
bonfire coming out at night.
It was a good show. It was hard to watch, but I like what Lala said in the comments. This might be a good exercise to show this show to your daughters, your nieces, so that they can learn what not to do and how not to let somebody play with you in a relationship. I think
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
And
And
that they can see in real time the manipulation that was
Yeah.
going on. Because that was like in real time, evolving right before our eyes. So you saw like what he was doing, what he was saying, on the other end, what he was saying to her. It was
Yep.
crazy. Yeah.
I was, you know what, and I was thinking the same thing, Lala, when she said it. And at some point, stop and ask them. Don't discuss it. Stop and ask them, what did you learn to see where their mind is at?
Well, the host asked him that.
No,
He
no,
said,
I'm talking about your nieces and your daughters.
"Oh,
When
gotcha,
you're watching the show,
gotcha."
and the woman who says triggering, my heart goes out to you, but you got to go through the emotions in order to work through it and heal. But anyway, when you're sitting there watching it with them, don't say nothing because you want to get in their mindset. Ask them, what did you learn from it?
Mm.
Then you can give them the other part of the reality of it. Because the man said it. I'm not here in this world for commitment. I'm here just to have a good time.
Yeah.
And she missed that because she's steady living in the fantasy of when she first met him of what she wants. She ain't never come out of that fantasy.
I think he had good sex with her. You remember she said that?
But he actually went
Girl,
to another woman a month after them dating, something like that. So the red flag's been there. Her self-worth, 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 self-worth.
let me tell you something. I done had some, oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, but guess what? You ain't what I want. Bye, see ya. I don't give a good how good dog you are, okay? And if you ain't good, I can teach you how to be good. That's the
Oh, come
mind.
on now, Miss Wynn. Hold up. Well, this is the day after Easter now. I'm just playing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah,
He's
so,
risen. I'm just playing with you.
okay, yeah. I mean, women don't realize that. You get with him and he ain't, well, you can teach him. Oh, stop. You know, and if he ain't doing it right and he can't hear you, knock him up and pop him upside his head. That's what I did.
But
Hey,
he left her, but he went to another woman. She had a red flag after 1 month.
That's
y'all.
true.
So
She sure
it
did.
seemed like even from that point when they got back together, even if a red flag occurs, she she covers it up when he apologized with whatever he's saying.
I agree, but Sugar, you have to understand is the control. He went to listen to what you just said. He went to another lady. He had intercourse with another lady, right?
Hmm.
Coming back to her, what does that make her think? Oh, she wasn't good enough. Like that's why he came back to me and he apologized. He wants me. It's always a
Well, that's crazy
competition.
thinking.
I know, Sugar, but it's a competition with women. When you think you're
Oh,
better than another woman, and he came back to you crawling and I
Okay, so let's talk
apologize,
about that
Sugar. I didn't
competition.
mean it,
well,
Sugar.
It's a
hold
I
comp.
on.
want to be with you.
Aunt Debbie, do you believe what Lala is saying? That it's a competition?
I believe that it's the men. The women, they have low self-esteem, no self-preservation, no self-worth. He has conditioned her to believe, oh, I'm gonna change. I made a mistake. And then he give her a little time and maybe love her up. And she thinks she can change this man. But it depends on the woman. This man went on that show to see how many notches he can get under his belt.
Oh,
Hmm.
He never thought about her because he didn't care. Because he been doing this before they got there. And
Tell me.
she's conditioned to take this because she know he been doing it all the time. So
Mhm.
all he had to say is, I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna do it no more. You know I made a mistake. And she fall for it because she
Hmm.
that type of weak. She know he was doing this before they got there. And a month and you stay and you only been with this person a month, you're supposed to leave.
That's
She's
right.
never seen the red flags. She ignores them.
oh,
I
Very
agree
So
on
wise.
this is
Debbie.
I
what you
agree on
get in
Debbie.
that type of that's what you get in that type of situation. And he gonna keep doing it. And he gonna keep running to her saying, I'm sorry, when he really not sorry at all.
no. At all. He
No.
said he wasn't sorry. He said
He
that's why Sugar said it would be good. Well, she agreed with Lala that it'll be good to show it to your daughters and watch it with a younger generation because you get to really see what he's saying on the other side to the other men and to other women about you.
Hmm.
he was
Mm-hmm.
never
Hmm.
sorry. This
Is the ultimate disrespect. The day a man says to you, or a man says to you, "Are good sex," right? I'm sorry, but that's disrespect. Out of everything of me, you just like it the way I put it down, nothing else. That's disrespectful. And that's not a compliment. Like, wake up, lady. That's not a compliment.
Then he tried to convince her that he's doing that just because he's on the show. Then what was the point of you guys coming on the show?
Thank
It
you.
don't even make any sense. She was seeing if you were able to be tempted and you failed.
Well, he was tempted before they got there. So what
I
makes you
know. You
think he's
see what
gonna
I'm saying?
change when he get there? That's the part I don't get. He was doing this all the time. You can look at the relationship and see what he was doing to her and what she's been going through by the hurt she felt. She's been hurt over and over and over again. She's conditioned to take this and believe he's sorry, and we're gonna go on.
And wait a minute. You said she's been conditioned. Not only has he been doing it to her, he tried to convince her to do it to herself. You need to
Yes.
loosen
Yes.
up. You need to have sex with other women to please me. She's boring in the bedroom. He told them girls, like, for him to talk about her like that, she's not. The other girls in the confessional said, well, he says he likes us because she's not sexual. She's boring.
Yes.
Yes, Queen, I
Totally
agree.
disrespectful. So
That's
I don't
crazy.
even see what she's seeing him. I'd have
I don't
been
either.
long gone, you know.
Well, see, well, like I said, women, like I said earlier, when she first met him, that fantasy that she has not let go of that. You got some women who can think, okay, well, I'm gonna change him. He gonna change. I'm gonna change him. They don't never get out of that fantasy world and live in reality because reality is too hard for them. So I take the easy way out, and therefore everything else y'all said about her comes right along with it.
And I think he said what she wanted to hear when she said, we've talked about marriage and kids. And ladies, we got to stop being that easy, because he throw out a bait of marriage and kids that you going to hang in there because everybody else that came through before just wanted to hit it and quit it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
That's
I'm
the
I
saying.
agree.
and
I
see,
agree. And
Queen. That's what
actions
I'm
speak
talking
louder
about.
than words. Actions speak louder than words. Okay, we get him out. Okay, here's the calendar. Mark the date.
Mm-hmm.
What date?
And, and see,
Where's the
that's
ring
what.
at? You know?
And
I
see,
would have
Queen.
a puppy with a man like that.
Me,
And
okay. Me neither.
hell, I would have a lizard with it like that. But see, Queen, you just said it. That's the fantasy she had, and the thought she had. What most women have when they meet that man. She ain't never come out of that. And then all later on, he just throws that at her to feed her, like an animal in a cage. I'm gonna
That's
feed you
crazy.
this every now and then I keep you on the hook.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. But no, that's
I'm
that.
like, mm-mm.
It's Temptation Island for you, y'all. Great show. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It can be triggering, like I think Sugar said, especially if you're gonna binge it. Listen, I couldn't go to bed. I was on the edge of the couch. I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But it was a great learning experience just to see kind of what's out here. Ladies, what are your final thoughts? I'm gonna start with you, Miss Gwen, as it relates to just the dynamics that we've talked about today.
Women, go with your intuition and take this show as a lesson, and please sit down and talk to your young girls. And then when you're out there in the streets and you run across young women and you're having a little conversation that you can talk to them about that. And if there's any men in here, please do like my husband did with my niece before she got to be in high school. He gave her the school lesson on what little boys do. So therefore, she knew when they came to her, she already knew the game. Tell your men to teach your daughters about the games men play.
All right, that's Miss Gwen. Let me go with one of the youngins, one of the twins. I'm gonna go with Catch Up with Lala.
Queen Sheba. Okay, so me, I will say is this show is such a learning lesson for young women out there. Really hope everybody watches this and shows it to their daughters, nieces, cousins, you name it. Show it to them and let them see what not to accept in a relationship. Teach your daughters self love is important. Self love will get you through so much. I remember in college, Queen, one of my guy friends said to me, damn, no one could get away with nothing with you. I said, no, you can't, because I had a father that taught me everything I needed to know. And to this day, I don't allow anything because of that. The love I have for myself, nobody else can give me. So please love yourself enough to walk away from anything that does not serve you. If you see a sign, you feel it in your gut that he's no good, walk away. Do not ever allow to be manipulated, controlled by any man, because I'm telling you, um, a man is going to be your downfall if you stay on that. He will make you numb to the point you have no feelings left. And unfortunately, that's the worst thing to be as a woman. So I just want to leave everybody with that. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me, Queen.
Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it, Lala. Let me go to Undebbie.
What I've learned from this, if you having problems before you go to a show, don't think that the show gonna solve it. Don't go. Don't go. Say no. There's nothing wrong with saying no. I just wouldn't go on the show. If you having problems before you go, oh, we're gonna go on the show. No, it's not gonna be better. I'm not going with you. Stand up for yourself. Say no. You don't have to take this. You really don't. And for what she took, I never could. And I would tell a young lady, you don't have to take that. Look at that and see what you don't want and do better.
I
Because
love
when you
it.
know better, you do better.
I love it. Thank you, Undebbie.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming up. I didn't even know y'all was watching this show. I'm glad that we talked about it. Let me go to Sugar.
Hey, Queen. Once again, thanks for having me up here. I want to end it with self-worth. Self-worth. Self-worth is painting your own picture, being the author of your own story. You know, we ladies, we have to understand that we have Black girl power. And if you can't find it, it's many people out here or many women out here that portray that and that can give that knowledge and wisdom to you. So I'm going to leave you with a Black girl power poem, if you don't mind, Queen Sheba.
No, I don't mind. Go ahead.
She rides like the golden sun, unyielding, fierce, second to none. A crown of curls, a soul so deep, dreams she plants and dreams she keeps. Her voice, a thunder, strong and wise, a force that shakes the weary skies. Her hands, they built, they break, they heal. A love so bold, a heart so real. She walks through fire, stands through storms, turn pain to power, dust to form. The world may try to dim her light, but stars like hers were born to ignite. Girl, I am on the phone. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry.
Let
I
me say this.
apologize. I apologize. That's my
She
daughter.
dims her light, but stars like hers go. Keep going.
Okay. Let's go ahead. She walks through fire, stands through storms, turns power, pain to power, dust to form. The world may try to dim her light, but stars like hers were born to ignite. From roots of queens, she takes her place, a legacy time can't erase. Her melanin, a sacred hue, Black girl power, mighty and true. Y'all have a beautiful day, everybody.
Queen, can I say this to Sugar?
Thank you, Sugar. Go ahead, Miss Gwen.
Sugar,
Yeah.
every time I hear you, I close my eyes and your words just penetrate. And I thank God has blessed you with the purpose of what He's given you. Baby, I know you know your power, but on this side, what I see, I thank God that you're in our lives because you are who you say you are in every poem that you write. You talk about yourself first, and then you give it to us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
That was beautiful.
Hey, Sugar, can I ask you one question?
Sure.
When you gonna put out a book of poems?
If Queen don't mind,
Yes.
if Queen don't mind, Queen,
I don't mind. Go
Wait a
ahead.
minute,
I've been
wait a
working.
minute, wait a minute,
I've
wait a
been
minute,
Baby.
wait a
working,
minute,
guys.
wait a
I've
minute.
been
Let me
working,
add to that. But let
and I
me
have
add
it
to that.
complete. But I have it completed. I let Lala read it. She called me crying.
Yes, I
My
cried like
daughters
a
read
sap.
it. So I'm just trying to package it up. I do listen to y'all. Queen told me a year ago to just paint, and I've been painting, baby. So it's coming.
Baby, listen.
Hey,
Hey,
wait a minute, wait before you hang up, Sugar. And please do an audio.
No, I even got it in a podcast form. I've
Oh,
been
cool.
working.
Oh, good girl. Oh, yes, honey. Because I mean, I can read, but your words and the way your voice is, oh my God, it's so powerful. You know, people can be moved by reading, but for me, listening to you, oh my goodness, girlfriend. Woo.
I like the audio idea.
Yes,
I
Yeah.
love that
audio,
too.
Yeah.
audio, honey.
I
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
love it too. And it made me cry. I cried. I called her saying, do not under any circumstances talk to me anymore. I said, you made me bawl out I was bawling it was so beautiful. So beautiful.
I would love to I would love to hear the audio and also have some good smooth jazz going right along with it.
Oh,
Ooh,
Oh,
And that's part of the background.
and a
yeah.
glass of champagne.
That's
maybe you
right.
should do like a listening party on your channel.
I was. So what I was gonna do was a segment called Up Late at Sugar's Place, and I was gonna do probably do a listening thing at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like even invite amateurs to come in and you listen to their poems and give them feedback or let the crowd like, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's good, Queen Sheba. Thanks. I
And
Yeah.
love
then
how
you
you
That's
guys are
good.
supportive And I really appreciate you, Queen, but I just want to let you know sometimes I might not always be able to catch the live, but I love you dearly. I just been in the background kind of working. And sometimes when you trying to write and process all that creativity, sometimes it can go for days, you know? Yeah.
No, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I got to get to this super chat so Kia don't think I forgot about it.
All right, Palace, the Super Chat Squad is in the building. We appreciate you, baby. The Super Chats are fire. Get in your bag.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Say it again. Say it again. Thank you, Kia M, for the super chat. We appreciate you. She came through with a 10-piece and a pepper. Kia said, been gone for a minute, but glad to see the palace is still palacing. Great convo, Queen. Listen, we're going to keep doing what we do. Y'all, this was a hell of a conversation. I really underestimated the amount of people that did know this show and have watched it, and just the collaborative effort of us coming on as women and just talking about the rough dynamics that relationships can often endure between man and woman. I think what I want to leave you with, to both the men and the women that are tuned in, it ain't got to be so hard. You know, anytime you bring two people together, we're separate individuals, we're separate entities. You have your way of thinking, I have my way of thinking, you have your past, the way you were raised, and vice versa. That is a challenge in and of itself, right? When we talk about relationship dynamics, for somebody to introduce a complexity on purpose, run, don't walk. Run, don't walk. Because just navigating a healthy relationship is challenging. But when they purposely and or intentionally throw a monkey wrench to disrupt the love and the healthy components of the relationship, you ain't got to put up with that. You don't have to show grace. You get to call the shots. You get to determine how you show up. And in the words of Dr. Phil, you teach people how to treat you. With that being said, thank you, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful Monday, and we will see y'all tomorrow morning. We're focused on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta tomorrow morning. I will see y'all then.
Hey, Queen, let me say this. I have taken men and women that are married, and I make them look at each other, and I say this to them. However a woman starts it, a man will follow, and that man shakes his head every time and say, yes, she's telling the truth. So women, remember this. However you start it, eventually they will follow. That's why they're calling those bees now at the lowest rate, because women have allowed them to do it.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Gwen.
Thank you for having me up here.
Absolutely.
And I love all of y'all. Y'all are my family and my heart. I need this space.
All right. So, y'all, we are going to end the live. Elite Social T says, will you have the Monday night party in the chat tonight? Absolutely. I just forgot to say it. So I will see y'all a little bit later, Monday night party in the chat. But like I said, that was my closing statement. It doesn't have to be that hard. You get what I'm saying? It does not have to be that hard. Don't live hard. Don't live hard. Don't let anybody push you into this realm of survival where you are trying to survive. I'm sorry. I know what they're saying and what they're doing out there, and this is just the norm. Don't make it your norm. It does not have to be your norm. That can be theirs. Doesn't have to be yours. With that being said, y'all have a great day. Have a wonderful Monday. I will see y'all later on for tonight. Party in the chat.